Everybody, welcome to cabinet number 2. Now, in the beginning of this video, I showed you what the outsides of these things look like. And for cabinet number 2, I have to make a confession. Not all the drawers are filled with handcuffs. Okay, I just didn't have that many. Well, I did have that many to fill up all the drawers, but you'll see why I did what I did. Because in some of these drawers, I had to find places for all of my jail keys and my that's equipment for in here, sort of like a workshop. Some of the padlock collection, anyway. I have jail keys in some, and in this one is what I like to call some of the some more fantasy pieces and some questionable things. You'll see what I mean. This is kind of like a continuation of the last drawer on the last set of cabinets. Okay, so basically this drawer has some stuff that may or may not have been used by escape artists over the years. Like that. I have just a few samples. I have other ones of these in other places. These are just like single shackles. This I bought in an oddity shop, and it supposedly came out of a local asylum about 40 years ago. And it does take a padlock. This is more for like your thighs or some kind of fantasy piece, I think. But it also came with a big chest restraint too, so you never know. These are cool. They're for the stage because they don't lock. They have some pretty decent age to them, and they just sort of snap up just like that, you know, just for like a play or whatever. These look more realistic. They could possibly have been restraints, actual restraints. These two were made by escape artists, and they're just fantasy pieces. These are supposed to be, you know, the Houdini King Breakers from the JC book back in the 30s. And by JC, I mean Cannell, you know. But they're cool, and as an escape artist, of course, I wanted to get these guys. Then we have some other really good reproductions of the ERs The Spanish cuff. I remember when I bought this, and then I went to a lock show, and I was talking to the guy who sold it to me. You know who you are. You know who you are. But we got the ERs and the Spanish cuffs. These are modern, of course. And the Lily irons, too. These are modern, as far as I know. I mean, they're not 1860s. But, you know, according to some of the Magic magazines that I have, they were still making and selling some of these things in the 20s and 30s. The 1920s and 30s. So, and the seller, when I bought this, didn't really know anything about the history of it, if I remember correctly. But, you know, it comes with the hex key. I think these are probably, you know, not that old. So, but it's cool. And the funny thing is, I got these repro Lily irons, and then a couple weeks later, got the real ones. So that was neat. And of course, we have the leg irons. This, of course, would take a padlock. This would take a padlock, and it's adjustable. And then you can also screw that in. With a little added chain on it. And the Spanish cuff just has the extra link there. What else we got? I think that's it for this. So I don't want you to lose hope, because there are actual handcuffs in a bunch of the drawers, and that's coming up. It mostly modern stuff. Some oddballs, but there's an awful lot of modern cuffs in here, because there's just so many of them being made all the time, and you just need a place to store them. But I'm still working on this unit. There's always stuff to add, take away, rearrange, things like that, as you well know. But that'll do it for this week's Off the Cuff, and we will see you again next time.